going I'm going to do an insight video today. Over the last couple of days, over the last couple of weeks, I've been feeling like this is a real shift with alignment for myself, but for many of us that we're going through this shifting. I know we've just come into the new year, and as that starts to happen, then like new energies start to manifest and sort of like integrate. I'm getting a lot of like numerology at the moment. It's not something that I necessarily have sort of like concentrated on in the past, or have really necessarily sort of like linked in with, or sort of connected to. But I'm getting a lot of numbers as I'm going through this shifting within myself and within my own energy, as things are starting to sort of like settle down, and sort of like this sense of rebirth is going on. I feel the sense of rebirth is like this relates to like transmutation, and when you talk about the universal laws of perpetual transmutation, you're talking about new vibrations, new frequencies, new energy coming in, and new consciousness. And consciousness is relates to sort of like your awareness of source energy, source vibration, but also things like when you talk about the universal law of inspired action, you're talking about intuition, and sort of like connecting to that, and having awareness of that. So transmutation is when you start becoming aware of your own creative, or your own creator within yourself, and you become aware of your own creative sort of like essence and vibration. And you know, this is all connected to your infinite self, and what you call your higher self. And this universal law of perpetual transmutation is very much sort of like the vibration is very much around many of us at the moment, where we're going into different states of being, we're in different states of vibration and frequency. And what that does is then that shifts us into the fifth dimensional reality, and the energetic planes, and the energetic sort of vibration and frequency. So we move away from the 3D reality, which is the physical and external world. And again, this relates to the universal law of correspondence, which is about the awareness that your source energy and your source vibration, your essence, is the infinite space that's within you, within your vibration, within your consciousness. And that space has infinite potential. There's no limitation there. And this is what the universal law of oneness teaches us. And this is what the universal teachers and the masters teach us. And also, it's the place where all creation is manifested. And so it's again this sense of the universal law of perpetual transmutation is waking us up to our own potential, our own frequency, our own creator, and the understanding that if we live within that, our own inner source energy, then this is where we can sort of create and manifest at will, and also shift and change our reality, shift and change our consciousness, and shift and change our awareness. This is why this perpetual transmutation is sort of like very sort of like prevalent at the moment. The vibration is very sort of it's here now. It's given us the understanding that we can start to shift and change when we live within that energetic frequency, within that fifth dimensional reality. But the numerology that's been coming up, I've been seeing a lot of the 1-1-1-1, like 4 ones, and the other one I had the other day was 2-2-2-2, and they're all about like balance, but they're also about sort of like this sense of like your higher self. Yet they're a master number. And 11 is very much connected to like the universal teachers, the universal masters, the archangels, but it's also connected to your infinite self and your higher self. And this is what this time is about at the moment. It's about getting in contact with your higher self, or your infinite self. And what that does is it brings online and opens you up as an energy channel, and an energetic being, to receive and become a channel for this information and this infinite source energy. It allows you to open up your vibration, and consciously receive. And again, this connects to the universal law of inspired action, which is about intuition. It's about recognizing the signs and the symbols that are around you, the information, the universal wisdom that's coming in. And the master number is very much around that. It's about knowing that, living in that source energy, in that infinite self, and that higher self. Then what you do is you create your purpose. And this is what a lot of us are being sort of like directed to, is creating our purpose and living in our purpose. And I've been talking about this probably for the last year, about living in source. And living in source is living in your purpose. And this is what the masters and the universal teachers are trying to bring online for many of us at the moment. Because living in source is living, is being aligned with your true self, your true nature. And it's sort of like it's about self-mastery as well, and this is what the masters were trying to bring, the ancient knowledge and wisdom, to live more spiritually, live more sort of like within your source. And so all this sort of like the master number is awakening us. So it's bringing us like ascension in a sense. Serapis Bay works very much with like Egypt and Luxor, and you see this being in like white with this higher vibration, clarity, higher consciousness, higher wisdom. But Serapis Bay is also very much connected to ascension, and had very much like schools in Egypt in that time, that age, as a master, and taught people, or taught beings about being in connection with source energy and source vibration. And ascension is really that. It is that process. It's like dissolving, releasing, letting go, shifting, changing, and aligning. And this is where this sense of this balance has come over the last couple of days with the 222, balancing, releasing, letting go of things that don't serve you anymore. And again, that's a fifth dimensional sort of like vibrational sort of conscious, having conscious awareness that if you let go of things that don't serve you, and create that infinite space within yourself, then you're only going to allow those new energies to come in. But we have to dissolve and release, to let go of things, and also surrender. Surrender is this kind of sense, when you see like on angel cards, you see like there's one card that there's a being with his arms out surrendering to the universe, or to source energy. Surrender isn't like surrender, it's like give up. Surrender is releasing, and it's releasing and becoming sort of like, it's like in a sense, there's a feeling that I've had over the last couple of like weeks and days, that I feel very empty. Now that doesn't mean empty as in like there's nothing in me. That means like empty as in like releasing stuff to let the new come in. And this is what this time's about. It's so much about new beginnings, new vibrations, new consciousness, new awareness. It's like this rebirth that I've been talking about. I mean, I'm very much directed, like crystals are always sort of like something that, I'm very much sort of like connected to, and I'm very much connected to the crystals around new beginnings at the moment, and new starts and rebirth, and so this all connects as well to this is all about your higher self again communicating with you. This intuition is the infinite. It's connected with masters and angels and archangels and vibrations and frequency and knowledge and wisdom, but it's also connecting to your higher self. If you're getting this intuition about a new beginning, then you should be sort of like that's giving you that intuition. You should be connecting, you should be buying these crystals and these vibrations around these crystals that are linking with you to bring you this new vibration, this new frequency. I feel very sort of like at the moment this is going on for many of us. We're all going through this rebirth, and this again connects to the the universal law of rhythm, which is very much about cycles, individual cycles and infinite cycles. It connects to infinite circles of vibration, circles of frequency, and they also connect to the universal law of rhythm connects directly to, I feel like the infinity symbol, the 8 symbol. And now, like I said, everybody sees it horizontally, but I always see it vertically. That's always how I've always seen it. So this is a prime example of going with what you feel, and what you know, and what makes sense to you, what feels right. And this is how you start to really sort of like come into your own intuition, your own insights, and your own awareness. And I've had this for many years when I've gone through things. People will tell you, that there's many sort of schools of philosophy and thoughts and feelings, that people are sort of like will tell you that if this is how the symbol looks, or this is how you have to follow your own intuition, and you always need to do this, because this is your infinite self, your higher self, speaking to you, guiding you, and it has always has got the best interests of you, you know, at the heart of your higher self, your infinite self. So you should always follow what's been, being given to you, and don't question. Well, obviously we do question, but I'm saying you know when something's right, you feel it, and so you connect to that vibration, and then you allow it to direct you. But you don't always follow what, everybody says. Oh, the infinity symbol should be horizontal. Well, it doesn't appear horizontal to me. It appears vertically. So I will go with what I'm being directed with, and what I'm being given. So I always go with that symbol like that. So it's just about sort of like learning to read your own intuition, your own insight, your own awareness, and following it. Um, and this is how you truly sort of like I was saying about, when you start like ascending. It's when you start integrating your higher self and your infinite self, and you start integrating that vibration, and you start listening to your true sort of wisdom, your true nature within yourself, which is your deep wisdom, your deep insights and understanding. And that can only come from opening up to your own higher self, your own infinite self. So this is what that master number is about. Is telling us to awaken to our true selves, our infinite selves, and then that will allow us to work with the universal laws, like the universal law of attraction, correspondence, universal law of oneness, vibration, of frequency, the universal law of rhythm, the universal law of perpetual transmutation, which is transforming and transmutating old patterns as well as universal law of rhythm, attraction, and perpetual transformation and correspondence all work in perfect union, because the correspondence, you sit in your own source energy, and you create that infinite space, and you connect to your higher self, and then from there you get wisdom, insight through the universal law of inspired action. Then you attract for the universal law of attraction. So then you shifting and changing. The perpetual transmutation also then helps you to dissolve, release, and expand your consciousness, your vibration, your frequency. Um, so it's all sort of like they're all connected, and they're all aligned. Nothing's disconnected. And the way when you start going through universal laws, you see that each and every one of them vibrate in perfect unity, with union with each other, and each law works in perfect union with each other. As we have perfect vibrations, and one of the key things for us is to work in vibration with each other, and each being, because we're all infinitely connected, and we're all part of the same one vibration, one frequency. Well, that's the insight for today.